Welcome to the very first real phase of the hyperelastic mobility program. This is the backswing. So over the course of the next 4 days, we're going to be working through your backswing position, specifically looking at the 4 big areas: the ankle, the hips, the trunk, and your shoulder. On these days, we're going to go through just a quick little warm-up for those specific areas. Then you're going to go into an active range of motion exercise where you're going to do a few repetitions, and then you're going to go into an isometric holding of that position. After that, we're going to do a band resisted exercise to facilitate that same movement, but to build a little bit more strength and a little bit more resilience. Again, building that hyperelasticity in the joints, in the tendons, in the ligaments. And then after that, we're going to take you into the specific golf position. In this phase, it's the backswing, and we're going to go through and show you how that joint in particular works in your backswing. And we're going to take you through a little contrasting movement pattern so you can feel both the position that you should be in as well as the position that is the incorrect position. That way you can kind of self-determine what feels right, what feels wrong, and really how well you're able to get into those positions. So let's run through the role of each of these joints real quickly in the backswing. When you get into your full backswing, your ankle joint is really the first real joint that it has a lot of role in what happens from the ground up. So the ankle has to be working very well. The ankle has to move, it has to rotate, it has to move up and down. In particular, we're going to be looking at what we call inversion and eversion of the ankle. When your body is rotating into your backswing, if your ankle is able to move well, that's going to provide a little extra rotation and allow you to get into a better backswing. The problem is many of us don't know how to control that, and we end up either rolling out on our trail foot or we end up cutting our backswing short because our lower body isn't moving correctly. So we're going to work on moving the ankle properly. The hip on the trail leg is also really crucial to be able to internally rotate and help you get into that backswing position. Too often we think of the backswing as just the shoulders rotating, but it's really coming from the ankle, the hips, as well as the trunk. If any one of those pieces is not moving very well, we often either compensate or our back will take up a lot of the stress, and that can cause a lot of back issues. So we want to teach you how to properly internally rotate on that right side. Our trunk is very important. Our upper trunk, our thoracic spine is very important in the backswing because that's where most of our rotation happens. Again, if we don't have good rotation of the trunk, our back may end up suffering and we might get some back pain. The big piece that we see in the backswing, and this was verified by a study done by Golf Tech, is that as most golfers that are higher handicaps rotate, they tend to rotate very flat. So we're not only going to be looking at your rotation, we're also going to be looking at how well you tip that front shoulder down towards the ground as you get into your backswing position. You're going to see that that's what the best golfers do. In fact, the degree of angle is 37 degrees on average that higher level golfers or tour golfers will have that trail or that lead shoulder tipped down at the top of their backswing, whereas most amateurs or higher handicaps will be much flatter in their swing. And then lastly, we're going to talk about your shoulder position, your rotation, because at the top of the backswing, one of the biggest flaws we see is that elbow going backwards, chicken winging up, or the elbow flexing a whole lot. And that comes a lot from not being able to properly rotate the shoulder. So we're going to teach you how to properly rotate and what position to get into there. What we've learned from groups like AMG and Golf Tech is that in the higher level golfers, they don't bend this elbow very much in their backswing. They also don't let that arm go too far behind them. So we're going to teach you the position and how to get into that position a little better, and that comes a lot from your shoulder rotation. So that's the role of all 4 of those joints in the backswing. It's now time to start your day 2, the ankle in the backswing.